This is the financial state of a school per term for each school level. As you can see, we're dealing with nursery school of this session of this term. As you can see here below, we have the financial statistics. Financial statistics is being shown in this case here for the current term. If you need to look at or take a look at the financial statistics for a different term, all you need to do is to come down here and type in that new term. In this case, let's say second. If there is a second term, you see it there, but if there is none, it's going to show you the current term, which you can still pick, and that is what you're seeing here. As you can see, I can switch here now to primary school level. And see for primary school, there are no financial statistics because there probably are no students here. But let's stick to nursery school for this tutorial. So below the financial statistics, we have the fee income, that is the money that came into the school. We have the fee debt, how much is being owed at this current session and term, how many debtors we have concerning fee, and what is the cash flow for the school. For cash flow, we're talking about what came in and also what came out. At this level of tutorial, Nersapp strictly works on fee. For future updates of Nersapp, we will be dealing with budgeting, we will be dealing with payroll. So far, we have only fee. That is why the information here is limited. Below, after the financial statistics, we have the transaction distributions. In the transaction distributions, we track cash flow and only fees, since we have fees currently in this version of Nersapp. And beside it, you see the dates for which you can select to pick what dates you want to track this distribution for. You can check from here, or you can go to the extreme right and pick the dates from here. You can pick for this current term, for instance, we're dealing with this session and term, and the information will load the financial transactions or distributions for this current term. We can pick for the yesterday, we can pick today, we can pick for even a whole year, like this year. This year, as you can see, this is the cash flow that took place within this term. We have the cash flow, what came in, what went out, the change, that is the difference. We switch from cash flow to fee, and also look at it to see what came in terms of payments. If the school had some refunds, probably the school are owing the students or parents. What is the net, which is the difference between payment and the refund here. Below is the same distribution in terms of time. For instance, we are tracking this for this year. As you can see, the transactions so far for fee came on between January to February. We can also look for a custom date and track. For instance, if you want to track, say, from 2004 or 23 down to February 2025. So let's just pick the date 23. Let's go to 2025 here and dump it at February here. As you can see, this is a distribution for this date range. As you can see, from here to here, so far the recordings were done at this period in October. From October, Saturday, as 12/24, down to, we have here 2025 here. So within this period, there was a transaction. That was between this period here. So that is that for the transaction distribution. And below it, you'd see the transaction platforms that were used for making this payment, in this case here, for all forms of transactions. As you can see, so far we have these different forms of payment. Most of them are offline, most of them are online. The only online you see here is the online pay stack. That means we integrated pay stack for schools, meaning that schools can set up a pay stack account and link it to this portal. That will allow students to do online payment when they're trying to make fee payments for their invoices per term. The percentage of this payment is written in the next column. For instance, you can see here online payment for pay stack took about 89.32%. Point of sale, that's POS, about 6.67%, and bank transfer about 4%. The rest were zero because they weren't used. On the right hand side, you can see the transaction status of all money that came into the school. For instance, all the payments, about 599,384 were successful, meaning that they were processed without any issues. About 52,000 naira are still pending. With this kind of information, school will need to check the invoices that are still pending for approval, or the receipts of payment that were made but not approved, and approve it or decline. If there are any refunds, it's recorded here. If there are any cancelled transactions, it's recorded here. If there are any failed transactions, it's recorded here. But what schools will be looking out for will be the successful transactions. So this tells you how much actually came into the school. So with this information, when you visit the financial statistics, you would be able to know the financial standing and the performance and the cash flow for your school.